So this is my recipe for a big old batch. This is going to feed a crowd of baked beans that you can make ahead of time in the slow cooker. Your slow cooker is not just for winter and fall. Get it out, use it all summer long. I do lots of side dishes in your slow cooker, and that way everybody can help themselves. And you can make this in the morning or even the day before your party and just heat it up. Actually, you can do it 2 to 3 days before your party. Store it in your fridge in this removable crock, and then just heat it up the day of the party. So in the this baked bean recipe, there's a lot of great flavor going on, but it's super duper easy because that's the way I roll, especially in the summer. So we're going to start with 1 pound of ground beef. And I'm just going to get that brown so it's crumbly and no longer pink. And while I'm waiting for my ground beef to brown up, I have to say a big thank you to all the lovely ladies who came out for my book club last night. It was great fun, a wonderful discussion. Here's some pictures that we took. We met at our new book club sponsor, the Bottle Room, which is the coolest place ever. It was actually my first time there, and I loved it. I can hardly wait to go back. Really cool atmosphere. They had some lovely wines. They put out a nice spread of hors d'oeuvres for us to munch on, and the conversation was terrific. So thanks to everybody who came. And if you missed out on the fun, no worries, because we are doing it in a couple months. So our next book club book, you can go to our website in the next day or two, and we'll get it all up there. But I'm going to just give you a sneak peek. I'll let you know what it is right now. It's actually a book by an author that I really happen to love. You may have read her book about bees, which was just fantastic. The Secret Life of Bees, about a little girl and a guy who raises bees. It was a fantastic book. They made a movie out of it. So now she's got a new book out, and it's getting rave reviews, and actually a lot of it is a true story. So the book is, again, by Sue Monk Kidd, and her new book, which is our next book club book, is called The Invention of Wings. So go out and get the book, and join us at the Bottle Room coming up in July for our next book club meeting. So we've got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time to go get the book or get it on your Kindle or your Nook, because we're not meeting for our next book club meeting until July 22nd. And if the weather's nice, they even said we could maybe meet outside, which would be really cool. So my son Riley finished his last final exam, finished his sophomore year at St. Norbert, pretty cool. My daughter Ireland will be studying all weekend long because she has finals next week. I cannot believe the school year is coming to an end. Okay, so in this pan I've got the ground beef going. In another pan, I'm going to get some bacon going. And I'm just going to dice it up into smaller pieces. Tomorrow on the show, I hope the weather cooperates, because we are going to be out at the grill all morning with some really fun recipes for the grill. I'm going to show you how to do chicken fajitas on the grill the easy way. This is the perfect, easy, breezy summer recipe with no mess involved. It's also a great camping recipe. I know a lot of people are going to be headed to the campgrounds this Memorial Day weekend, and you're looking for something a little bit different to do. So that's one of the recipes we're doing tomorrow. And also Mad Dog and Merrill are going to be on my show tomorrow. So they've always got some great recipes for the grill too. All right, so now I'm going to get to work on the rest of this recipe while my hamburger and my bacon are hanging out. I'm going to get rid of my cutting board because I don't need that any longer. One of my secrets to slow cooker cooking is use a slow cooker liner, or really spray your slow cooker with cooking spray. These things are fantastic, and a lot of people have never heard of them. What they do is they basically keep you from having to scrub out that slow cooker, which can be no fun. So they're just a plastic liner that you plop into your slow cooker. You can get these right at the grocery store. They're in the same aisle with the foil and the Ziploc bags. They're right there. They're not expensive, but boy, are they a time saver. Okay, so we're just going to start dumping away. So the recipe calls for 2 of these ginormous cans. I'm going to check the ounces on these. They're basically 53-ounce or 3-pound cans of beans, whatever is on sale. So we're going to get the baked beans, pork and beans, whatever's on sale, these nice big cans. And I told you this is going to feed a crowd, so it's perfect. You can even double this recipe or triple it if you're having loads of people, and then just load up one of those big Nesco roasters with this. But you got to have baked beans at a cookout, don't you think? It's a great way to kick off summer. So, and I want to get every little bit out of there. And how are we doing over here? How's our bacon and our starting to smell delicious. I just want that bacon to crisp up a little bit before I put my onion in there. All right. So 1 big can of pork and beans, and then we're going to do another one. We're actually going to have a few different types of beans in this, so this is what makes this recipe just kind of interesting and fun, and everybody goes crazy over it. If you do have, I noticed quite a bit of liquid in the top of this. Some baked beans have more liquid than others, so I'm just going to dump a little bit of that liquid on the top out. You don't have to drain or rinse these beans, the baked beans, because they're in a great sauce that's just fine. I can just taste the brats and the burgers this Memorial Day weekend. I can hardly wait. I'm going to season up that beef with a little bit of salt and pepper. Now I'm going to add my bacon starting to get a little bit crispy, if you can see that. So I'm going to add some diced onion right in there to the drippings. If you have a ton of drippings, you might want to get rid of those, some of them, and drain them, but there was just enough of the drippings in there. Oh my gosh. What is it about bacon and onion cooking together that is like magical? The smell of that, oh, it smells amazing. Okay. So burgers coming to the finish line here, getting it nice and crumbly with my favorite gadget, the chop and stir. My bacon and onions are cooking nicely. Now I'm just going to get to the rest of this recipe. I mentioned a couple different types of beans. So I've got the 2 ginormous 3-pounder cans of baked beans or pork and beans. Then I've got 1 can of kidney beans. Now this is the type we do want to drain and rinse. And 1 can of butter beans. So, and you can mix this up if you have pinto beans, and I just like the idea of some different beans in here. It's going to look really cool and give you some different textures and shapes and things like that. So I do like to, when I'm using like black beans and some of these other types of beans, I like to give them a quick drain and rinse so that none of the liquid that's in that can gets in with my delicious baked beans. Love those butter beans. So we're going to dump those right in. All right, now we've got some brown sugar, some ketchup. So this is a dump and go recipe. You've got stuff to do. You know, you got to decorate for that party. You've got other dishes to make. Get this out of the way. Apple cider vinegar, In goes our bacon and our onions and those drippings. And our ground beef. And again, that was very lean ground beef, so there was no grease to drain there either. Just going to give it a mix. Make sure all those beans get stirred around with the ketchup and the brown sugar and the bacon and the ground beef. This one is a winner. I always get asked for the recipe whenever I serve this at any of my get-togethers. Great too for potlucks if you need to bring a dish to pass. This is going to be a hit. So the cover goes on. This cooks low and slow. And let me show you how it looks, because it is fantastic. And everybody can help themselves. I know a lot of us, have garage parties, and you've got a buffet in your garage just to keep the mess out of the house. Or you've got, a lot going on the deck. I just put this on my buffet. Oh. And there you go. Baked beans for a crowd in the slow cooker. These are a winner, and you can get the recipe on the website. Coming up, some more fun summer ideas like cupcake kebabs, and if you need some flowers for your patio or deck, we're going to show you how to get some great hanging baskets for a really great cause too. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.